Good afternoon, everyone. Group 1 presenters are here to present our topic, which is Lesson 2. The coverage of Lesson 2 is the factors to consider in setting the price level, value creation as the source of pricing advantage, and the last one is the value-based market segmentation. Our first topic is factors to consider in setting the price. We have cost, customers, positioning, competitors, and profit. First one is cost. In terms of setting a cost into a product or service, you must determine first the fixed cost and variable cost before you consider the price. First, if you build a business, you need to be financially informed. Hindi yung magustuhan mo lang na magtayo ng negosyo ay gagawin mo na nang walang pagpaplano. Kumbaga, prepared ka sa mga dapat gastusin, kabilang na dito ang fixed cost na makukuha mo every month regardless kung mababa or malaki ito. Lastly, is the direct cost. Yung expenses na natatamo or nakukuha by producing and delivering your product and service. Next is customers. Bilang isang magtatayo ng negosyo, dapat alamin kung ano nga ba ang gusto at pangangailangan ng isang tao. Sa pagtatayo ng negosyo, importante ang pagsasaalang-alang sa customer dahil nakasalalay sa kanila ang takbo ng iyong negosyo. Mahalaga rin ang pagiging flexible ng produkto or serbisyong i-offer lalo na kung edad at kasalihan ang pag-uusapan. Next is positioning. When we say positioning, this is where your business takes place. From the word itself, once na naintindihan mo ang pangangailangan at kagustuhan ng iyong customer, alam mo kung ano ang i-offer na siyang dahilan ng pagkakaroon mo ng kita. Konektado iyan sa presyo. Bago ka mag-set ng pricing, you must know kung sino-sino ang iyong target customers. Number 4 is competitors. Competitors are other businesses who can offer the same goods and services that you can offer. Kailangang suriin ang pagpipresyo ng kakompetensya, gayon din ang mga materyales na ginagamit nila sa produkto. Halimbawa sa cotton buds, alamin ang presyo at kung plastic ba or kahoy ang handle nito. Kung serbisyo naman ay kung anong mga gamit nilang tools at products. Halimbawa kung sa salon, suriin ang presyo ng kanilang ribbon at kung anong brand ng conditioner or treatment ang kanilang ginagamit. Sa ganitong paraan ay matutukoy mo kung nararapat ba ang iyong presyo base sa materyales at mga produktong ginamit. Nagbibigay linaw din ang dahilan ng pagmahal o pagbaba ng presyo. The last one is the profit. A profit is a financial gain, especially the difference between the amount earned and the amount spent in buying, operating, or producing something. Ito ang kinikita mo sa iyong negosyo. It is the additional amount added to the total cost of labor, materials, and packaging. For example, ang produkto mo ay lip tint. Pangkabuuang puhunan ng isang lip tint ay 80 pesos, ngunit binibenta mo ito ng 150 pesos. Ang tubo mo rito ay 70 pesos per lip tint. First one is inflation. Inflation is the rate at which the prices for goods and services increase. It affects the buying capacity of consumers. Examples are food, transport, housing, clothing, reaction, and consumer staples. Simple example would be, suppose the size of milk tea for medium cost 29 pesos and 39 pesos for large in 2021. While in 2022, the cost of medium is 39 pesos and the large is 49 pesos. There would be a 10% increase in the cost of sizes of milk tea. In the same way, many commodities and services whose prices have raised over time are put in a group and the percentage is calculated by keeping a year as the base year. The percentage of increase in prices of group of commodities is the rate of inflation. Causes of inflation are money supply, national department, taxes can be raised internally, demand pull effect, and cost push effect. Next is deflation. Deflation is generally the decline in the prices for goods inflation services that occur when the rate of inflation falls below 0%. Deflation will take place naturally if and when the money supply of an economy is limited. Deflation is an economy indicates deteriorating conditions. Causes of deflation are structural changes in capital markets, increased productivity, decrease in the supply of currency, reduction in business revenues, lowered wages, and layoffs. Our third topic is value creation as the source of pricing advantage. For many firms, the pricing harvest is less than bountiful because they fail to understand and leverage their potential to create value to their products or services. They erroneously assume that merely adding features or improving performance will lead to profitable gains in price, volume, or both. But more and greater features will not lead to a greater profitability unless those features translate into higher monetary or psychological value for the customer. In this case, you have to focus on features that customers are willing to pay for rather than the features they're not willing to. Para mas maging maayos or successful ang pagsasagawa ng pricing, dapat tayong mag-collect ng data to estimate customer value and to get the information into the hands of the decision maker. What is value? Value is the overall satisfaction that a client receives from using a product or service is referred to as value. So meaning, ito ang kasiyahan o satisfaction na naibibigay sa customer ng isang produkto or serbisyo na kanyang binili. For example, bumili ako ng ulam na dilatang sardinas sa tindahan para maiulam sa aming pananghalian. Dahil dito ay naging malaki ang value ng produkto ng sardinas sa amin. Kasi ito ang nagsilbi naming ulam para sa araw na yun and it gives satisfaction dahil sa malasa at masarap ito. Another example is, nakabili ako sa Watson ng isang beauty product. Dahil sa effective siya, satisfied ako sa nabiling produkto. Next, exchange value or economic value. Depends on the alternatives customers have available to satisfy the same needs. The nearest and the most convenient products available at the time it is needed. For example, sanitary napkins na ginagamit ng mga kababaihan like the brand Modest. It's not available in the store, so you must have some alternative napkins that you can also use when you need it and it's convenient. Next is differentiation value. Is the difference between economic value and monetary value. Factors are availability of the products and services at their convenience, and the price of the product competitors have to offer. We must know and research on what products what we are going to produce or ibebenta sa mga customers na alam nating papatok sa masa, and alamin din natin ang mga comparisons ng mga presyo ng ating mga products na i-offer natin sa ating mga consumer. For example, yung skincare products ni Brilliant Skin at ni Her Skin. Next is monetary value. Monetary value is the amount that would be paid in cash for an asset or service if it's worth to be sold to a third party. Next, psychological value. It refers to the manner in which a product provides innate client satisfaction such as convenience, prestige, and social status. For example, karamihan sa ating mga Pilipino ay kadalasang bumibili ng mga kilala at mamahaling produkto dahil sa brand or pangalan. Ito ang pagtingin base sa materyales na ginamit, pangalan ng isang produkto at pinagmulan nitong bansa na nagbibigay sa mga customers ng higit na mataas na value. Ito rin ang nagbibigay ng prestige at social status sa ating customer. Meaning, pagmamahali ng kasuotan, nagmumukha kang mayaman o marahil ikaw ay may mataas na estado sa buhay. Katulad na lang sa convenience store o mall. Kapag bibili ka ng damit, mas pipiliin mo yung mas mahal kasi alam mo na ito ay good quality kaysa sa mura at madaling masira. Next is economic value. Economic value is computed as the value of the customer's best alternative, plus the value of whatever distinguishes the offering from the alternatives, picking the best alternative at a lower price. For example, magluluto ako ng kare-kare para sa aking pamilya. Isa sa mga pangunahing sangkap nito ay ang mani at mga panimpla. Mahal kung bibili ako ng isang peanut butter at mga panimpla. Minabuti kong bilhin ang sachet or kare-kare mix dahil bukod sa mas mura, mas napabilis ang aking pamimili at pagluluto. Next is reference value. Reference value is the value of the customer's best alternative which is of similar quality but not necessarily costly, like middle spenders. For example, kung saan ka mas makakatipid pero may kaparehong kalidad. Sa grocery store, kailangan mong bumili ng kape bilang isang wais na misis. Maghahanap ka ng mas murang produkto na pareho lang din naman ang kalidad. Another example, may lagnat ang anak ko. Bumili ako ng paracetamol biogesic sa Mercury. Dahil sa dami ng bumibili ng paracetamol biogesic, naubusan ako, ngunit may generic brand sila na mas mura at same lang namang paracetamol, kaya yun na lang ang aking binili. Our last topic for today is value-based market segmentation. Segmentation is the process of identifying and describing market subgroups. The 6 steps in conducting a value-based expectation are the following. First, determine the basic segmentation criteria. You have to differentiate the buying behavior. Psychographic segmentation consists of grouping target audiences based on behavior, lifestyle, attitudes, and interests, while behavioral segmentation is the attitude the public has towards your brand, allow marketers to develop a more targeted approach. Consumer market segments. The term market segment refers to people who are grouped together for marketing purposes, while industrial market segments is the finance industry, the healthcare sector, and manufacturers. Next, identify discriminating value or value judgment. Nararapat mong alamin kung saan pwedeng i-discriminate yung product mo. You must know how to avoid this situation that affects the buyer or what we call the influential consumer in the market for another customer. The third one is determine your operational constraints and advantages. To determine the operational constraints and advantages, you need to use the SWOT analysis where the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats can be visible. By knowing your strength, weaknesses, opportunity, and threats, it gives you the idea of giving a restriction or makapagbibigay ito ng information on how you apply the price of your product since we're talking about the market constraints where no suppliers are able to change their capacity in response to a change in demand or kung saan ang isang supplier ay hindi pwedeng magtaas ng price in answer to the change of demands. Ano-ano pa ang constraints sa resources mo? Ano ang dapat bawasan at dagdagan? Ano ang maaari mong pwedeng ibenta into lower prices? But in advantage through SWOT analysis, nakakapagbigay ito ng knowledge kung paano papalalaguin yung business competitors and also it limits your works depends on the price of the resources. Ang kakayahan ng consumer na bumili sa product mo. If you have experienced capital spending plans, personal capabilities and overall company strategy are some of the variables. The fourth is create primary and secondary segments. Creating primary and secondary segments helps companies to determine which segments are the most and least profitable so that they can adjust their marketing budgets accordingly, knowing which the consumer can buy this product at this price. Next is create a detailed segment description. We have demographic segmentation. Demographic segmentation is one of the most widely used forms of market segmentation since it is based on knowing how customers use your products and services and how much they are willing to pay for them. Second, psychographic segmentation consists of grouping target audiences based on behavior, lifestyle, attitudes, and interests. Next, behavioral segmentation. Collecting this type of data is similar to the way you would find psychographic data. This allows marketers to develop a more targeted approach. And the last one is geographic segmentation. Understanding this will help you decide where to sell, promote your brand, and grow your business. The criteria for a market segment include homogeneity among the segment's main needs, uniqueness, and a common reaction to marketing tactics. Companies that understand market segments can prove themselves to be effective marketers while earning a greater return on their investments. And the last one is develop segment metrics and parameters. The importance of marketing is the efforts of resources on reaching the most valuable audiences and achieving business goals. This is a very useful strategy for a small business that is expanding to get a bigger company. With dozens of marketing tactics available, knowing what will attract your ideal audience can be difficult. Using different types of market segmentation guides you toward the marketing strategies that will work best for you.